1, test 2. Test 1, test 2. We are here at Christie Park. Let's see, finishes talking. When are we ready to go?
Please ensure when leaving Christie Park that all rubbish is taken with you and placed in the bins provided. Please note it is an expectation that all spectators respect the players and referees and all officials at all times whilst in this venue. Spirit FC would like to thank all our sponsors for their ongoing support of our football programs. I'd like to thank our major sponsors, Vision Infrastructure, Zorka, and Alpha View. Tonight's team. The lineup is Chris Marquez, number 1, 3, Kyle Shaw, 4, Jared McKinley, 5, Frankie Yukovic, 7, Richie Darko, 8, Grant Cornwall, 10, Mikey Conestogo, 13, Simon Nicholas, 15, Takedo Suyuto, 16, Anton Bucknars, and 17, Jacob Chidiak. From Blacktown City. In goals, number 1, we have Tristan Pendergast. 5, Grant Lynch. 7, Travis Major. 11, Benny Cherry. 12, Tyrone Burney. 14, Richie Malia. 17, Martin Fernandez. 18, Nicholas O'Brien. 22, Jacob Manati. 23, Johnny Gibbs. 24, Jason Bernera.
And a very good evening to football fans around the world, in Australia and especially here in New South Wales. Welcome to match day 28 of the National Premier League men's competition, live to you from Christie Park, the Windy Valley, the Arctic Circle here at Macquarie in Sydney. Here to call for you today is myself, Don Rizzuto, for this matchup between the Northwest Sydney Spirit and Blacktown City. It's a crucial match for one of these sides who are staring down the barrel of returning to finals football for another season. For the home side, it's try as you might, it's consolation prizes now. But for this Blacktown side, they are aiming to put 1 foot in the top 4 with 3 points today. Both sides running out now. Let's run through the sides for you. Starting off with the away side, unchanged from last week in their 1-0 win over Sydney Olympic. Tristan Prendergast is in goal. In front of him, he's got Grant Lynch, Nicholas O'Brien, Tyrone Burney, and Jackson Bandiera in right back and left back, respectively. Then a triangular midfield of Mitchell Malia, Martin Fernandez, and Jacob Manidi. And then up top, he's got on the right wing Danny Choi, and then on the left wing he's got Travis Major with Joey Gibbs leading the line. For the home side, there's a couple of changes to mention. Starting off in goals, Christopher Marquez, Kyle Shaw is in 3, Jared McKinley's in 4. Alongside him is Frankie Lukovic in number 5. Richard Darko comes onto the starting side at number 7. Grant Cornwell is 8. 10 is Michael Constabo, 13 is Simon Nichols, 15 is Takura Sugita, 16 is Ante Bakmaz, 17 to round up the starting side is Jacob Chidiak. On the bench you've got Zachary Chukai, Issa Jungi, Jared Love, Jaden Tran, Joel Wade, Noah Peacock and Kai Williams. You should also say the bench for Blacktown City is Lachlan Campbell, Adam Berry in 6, Ruben Arabatefe in 9, Ben Barry in 16, Julian Rodriguez in 19 and Hayden Henderson in 20. And we're about set here to get underway. The referees are just getting themselves into position. It looks like it's going to be the home side that will be kicking off. And they are wearing their iconic yellow and black sleeved combo, running from right to left across your live stream today. Of course, we are coming to you via the Football New South Wales official YouTube channel again tonight. And it'll be Blacktown in the black and white away strip, running from left to right across that digital screening. Referees will have us underway in a moment's time, and that is right now, with Spirit starting off with the ball and sending it forward early. A snapshot straight away there by number 5, Jared McKinley, Frankie Lukovic. It was an audacious effort from far, but it has resulted in a rather fortuitous corner for them. We'll have the first set piece of the evening for the home side. What can they produce here with early positioning, I should say. And it comes towards the near post. It's not cleaned away particularly well. And stopped in miraculously! What a wonderful strike! Absolute thunderbolt from the home side. Takura Sugita thumping it home. And within inside the first 60 seconds, we arguably have the quickest goal of the season. Wonderful goal. And this Blacktown side that have got big aspirations of finishing inside the top 4 is already under a huge amount of pressure, courtesy of one of the goals of the season. We're back underway, and I tell you what, folks, if that's what we've got to look up to for the next 90 minutes, this game is going to be an absolute cracker. The ball wasn't dealt with particularly well by the Blacktown defence, and it was incredibly punished by Sugita. Ball's played long. Darko playing up top on his own. But Ryan deals with it rather comfortably in the end. Prendergast just sends it out of play. Going to be taken here by the left back. On well there by Chidiak, but he won't be able to kick that in. Going for a goal kick. The incredible start by the home side. I don't think anyone expected that. Can they now turn that into a solid 90 minutes of football? That's a nice switch of play there by Choi. It's been kept in really well there. To be good on the ball there, Malaya. Oh, this is a nice run by Choi, but just sped away from him at the wrong moment. Sent long as the pressure's put on. Bandiera now to go back to Prendergast. Both sides picked up victories last week. Blacktown doing the job over Sydney Olympic in a tough one.
Yeah, well done. Well done. That's it, Richie. Well done. Richie,
The home side were emphatic over Manly. Here at Christie Park, 4-2 in that one. It's not been a season of a lot of joy for the home side. It's been a frustrating one at time for David Perkovic's men. Can certainly play with the best. This ball comes in from Choi, but it was dealt with by the Spirit defence momentarily. It's still with City here as Gibbs gets it out wide here to Malia. So back onto that left foot, has a go himself, whips across the face of goal. Nobody wanted a bar of it from a Spirit defensive point of view. And they were fortunate that there was no black and white shorts and shirt combo waiting to potentially tap it in. It's a poor giveaway there by Ante Bakmaz. Taken quickly. He finds O'Brien. It's out to Malia, who's playing a little wider. Now whips it in towards a couple of targets. Eventually comes towards Choi. It's bounced up horribly. It's been dealt with awkwardly by Marquez in goals. Does enough in the end just to see it away. Now applying the pressure as they slowly warm to the game. That one out there. Spirit, now they look to break. Connor Starbo, but doesn't go much further. Break kindly. From the Spirit perspective, but Grant Lynch was across well to cover. Go long to Gibbs. It's good in the air. Nicholas just sends it long, out of danger. And this one will be watched out of play by McKinley. Taking an age to be taken, eventually it is. Playing out wide to Grant Cornwall, occupying right back today. Somewhat back three for Spirit. Kyle Shaw sits in the middle of. Oh, Lord mercy, this could be an awful own goal. And it's just recovered. Well, I tell you what, we would have almost seen the best goal of the season and then arguably the worst in the space of 10 minutes. That was almost disastrous from the Spirit. They get away with it in the end. Marquez had to get on his bike. He was not standing between his sticks. The ball was passed between him and Shaw, who was waiting for the ball. Both of them decided to leave it. And only to the last minute did the keeper recover. Switch comes across now to Choi. Can't get past Sugita. More control there. She's been punished by the Spirit. And now the ball has been sent long by Darko towards Chidiak. It took a really awful bounce off the surface and sped away from the winger. And the Astro really can get away from you if the bounce isn't favourable. Really skid. Brian finds Major. Trying to get more involved in the game. Quiet so far, the elusive number 7. Here's Choi now. Tries to find a ball towards Fernandez, but it's cut out. Bandiera plays it over towards Gibbs, but it's too heavy. It'll be easily collected by Marquez. A little bit more comfortably than the back pass he received earlier. I don't think he would have thought his first telling contribution would be due to self-inflicted punishment, but that's what it was. Fortunately, he was aware. It's a poor giveaway from Sugita, and it's allowed Choi to run away with it, but covered comfortably there by Cornwell. Shaw now. Ball goes long. Sugita with a miscued header. Allows Blacktown to recover again. Starting to dominate in possession, the away side. Which is what I think most of the pundits were expecting from this one. As they chase that all-important 3 points that will secure, at least from a points perspective, a top 4 finish. The only thing that would let them down is goal difference. This is nice from the away side. Chidiak plays through Sugita, has got some work to do up against Choi, tries to take him off at pace, gets a shot at the back of the net, and it's a wonderful double by Takura Sugita, who points to the heavens as 2 godly strikes have put his side well ahead here. Simply marvellous from the home side, counter-attacking football at its best. And Takura Sugita has put his side well on top here at Christie Park. Blacktown are stunned. The Spirit in Wonderland. 2-0 and not even 15 minutes gone. This is shaping up to be an absolute goal fest, because Blacktown are definitely going to have to come up the Spirit. I was just about to say that Blacktown need the 3 points. 3 points today, if you want to have a real detailed view of the ladder, would put Blacktown City 6 points ahead of St George City, who currently sit on 48 points with a extra game played. Blacktown playing their catch-up at some point, but a win today would guarantee that they go 6 points clear with 3 games to go. But a loss today will only put them 3 points clear, which would give St George a chance. St George are actually playing right now against Sydney Olympic. That's not a great pair of hands there from that corner. Marquez struggling to keep a hold of it. Did enough in the end and parried it away from danger. It's almost a poor giveaway from Bandiera. Fortunately, it wasn't picked up by a Spirit player. Here's Bernie now. Malia keeps it in. Nichols does really well to win the ball. Switching out to Malia again. Malia looking for that run of Bernie, who just stumbles. Gets the ball towards the back post. It's actually headed backwards by Gibbs. And now the Spirit can break, but Major does his duty defensively and gets back. As we'll keep you abreast of what's happening in the Sydney Olympic St George game, because a win for them would put them level on points if the result here stays the same as it is for the next 80 minutes or so. Major towards the back post. Headed away comfortably the first time. Comes as far as Lynch. Manages to feed a ball over the top. It's hoisted back in, and you would think out for a goal kick. Yes, it's eventually called. Heart and mouth moment there for the home side, as they thought potentially that was going to get tapped back in by a Blacktown player. Clear by Marquez. Win by Chidiac. It only comes as far as Luchkovic.
Hey, keep it to 2 touch.
Pressure from Spirit really getting to Blacktown here, who have not turned up so far. Quarter of an hour gone. So far, everything is sweet and pure for the home side. So the workout here is Spirit look to pen Blacktown in. Blacktown look to play out. I'll tell you what, they get away with it just. That ball just escaping Richard Darko's clutches as the back pass went askew. And ball was called. It wasn't given. Wasn't a great pass, and now they can break. Malia's got the speed, but not the speed to match the ball. That was travelling at a rate of knots into the possession of Marquez. Cut out again by Chidiac, but Malia did enough to just slow it down momentarily. And then there was a couple of lazy movements. They get the ball back, and it allows Costa-Starboat to surge forward. They decide to hold position and reset. Well read there by O'Brien. He's got to be careful. Great work there from the centre half. Still going here. Gets it out to Majors. Touch isn't great. Now goes to Malia, who's stuck in a corner. Tries to pick up a cheap free kick, Majors, but the referee was having none of it and has ordered a goal kick to be taken. See the ball is fed away to kind of Starbo. Does well to bring it down. Just doesn't quite get it back from Chidiac. It's a nice play though initially. Now he just gets it to Bernie, who wins a throw. No, he doesn't. Came off him last. Will be a spirit throw. Just going to take a look for you at some of the results around the ground so far, because as we mentioned, there's an all-important game happening right now that has massive context on this game for Blacktown City, that is. For the Spirit, not so much. And right now, the away side will be praying that the team they beat last week are going to step up and do the damage against St George. And right now, they are not doing it because half-time over at Belmore Sports Ground, St George City do have a 1-0 lead. Chidiac loses the ball in a fair challenge from Majors, who manages to keep it in. Needy switches it out to Lynch.
I can drop in. Careful, Richie stab, Richie stab, Richie stab. Too deep, Richie.
Ryan out to Bernie, who's in an advanced position. Lovely cut back. Now the cross comes in. A couple of players waiting. Calls for handball. Doesn't come. It would have been a harsh decision, one thinks. Chidiac tries the impressive outside the boot through ball. To no effect. In the end, it almost looked like he stubbed the ground on the way through. Here's Troy now. Plenty of pace, gets the ball across. Poofed away by Shaw. And they come again, City. We're going to see a lot of this now. City on the ball. It was a nice layoff by Gibb. He gets the ball back. Troy. Weighted cross is headed away. Only as far as Bernie. Here's Majors. O'Brien. Storming forward. But it was well won. Initially by Lukovic. Screams from head coach Dave Perkovic to get his side up and pressing and not sitting back on their laurels. Troy rinsing Sugita on that occasion. There's Bernie, tries a shot on the ground. It would have been rather special if he managed to find a way past Marquez in goals. He just slipped at the vital moment. Troy standing up Sugita like his opponent did to him when he scored his second goal and put a beautiful ball on a plate for Bernie, who just couldn't put on the finishing touch the first time. But he stayed on his feet and controlled that in. I think it would have been a leveller. I say a leveller, just getting themselves back into the game. Starting to build a little bit more now here, the away side. Better initial pressure from the home side defensively, not allowing Blacktown to play out of danger so comfortably like they have so far in this first half. Despite being down 2-0, they've certainly had more of the ball and have been allowed to put a lot of crosses into the box, more than you would probably hope for as a defender. Warmwell, calm under pressure. Well, that's an awful ball, though. He's just going to get away with it as Shaw comes across and saves him. His clearance isn't particularly crash-hot either. Malia's going to keep this in and eventually win a free kick. Well, that is an interesting call.
I don't have a view on that one. I didn't put an opinion. That's okay.
Nichols, who looked like was the person who was brought down. I mean, fairly, to be fair. I don't think it should have been a free kick either way. But that's not what the decision is, and it will be a great opportunity for the away side to strike back. Manidi and Malia standing over it. Usual aerial threats in the box, Lynch and co. Gibbs obviously a target too. Malia towards the back post, but it's well read by Marquez in goals and was comfortable with his grab. Chidiac. His first time up to Darko, but O'Brien is there ahead of him again. Gibbs wants the call, doesn't get it, and now the counter is on for Spirit once more. Here's Chidiac looking for options. He's come all the way across to the middle of the field. They still have it here. Sugita whips it across, but on this occasion, Prendergast has hands on it. This work from Gibbs, still going. Tries to find that ball across. Referee brings it back for a free kick. It was actually Fernandez there who was fouled. Sorry, my apologies. There's Choi now. Into Gibbs. Tries to play Choi again, but it's too heavy. Cornwell sees it out of play rather comfortably in the end. Game has somewhat lulled after a blistering 15 minutes, which saw the home side take an early lead against, some would say, the run of play. Two beautiful goals by Takura Sugita. Get away with it on that occasion. It's not a great ball and it's given away. The ball for Lutrikovic is just too wide for Darko to chase. Bernie was on his bike early. Made sure that the speedy number 7 in a yellow shirt wasn't going to race away. It's brilliantly done by Choi. That's wonderful control. He's such a delight to watch on the ball. Teams up well here with Gibbs. Here's Choi. Finds a run to Fernandez, back to Choi. The Spirit survive, and now they break. And Sugita is in space. But this is actually Constantino. Plays in Darko, but it's just too heavy, and Lynch was composed and made sure that the ball ended up in the keeper's firm grasp. Here's Malia, storming forward. Tries to find Gibbs, doesn't get it on that occasion. Sugita as well to roll through a couple of challenges. Just looking to get a bit more feet on the ball. They haven't really been able to hold possession, and that's just a fortuitous bounce and break. Ball whipped out to Chidiac from Constantino. Chidiac takes on Bernie, still going, looking for that answer. Here's Sugita, gets it back to Chidiac, rolls it back onto his left. Thought the shot was coming. Still going here. And still don't unload a ball into the box or a shot at goal just yet. Chidiac again. Taking a fortuitous deflection just to stop the ball from coming forward. Here's Chidiac now, looking for options. Has a go himself. It was sailing towards goal, but Prendergast had seen it all the way and collected it comfortably in the end. But that's much better from the away side. Just controlling possession a little bit, playing it a little bit quicker on the ball. Bernie tries to take the line on. Chidiac's gone down hurt here. He's clutching at a calf just in that collision there with Bernie. Looks a little sore as well. A wonderful evening here tonight at the Arctic Circle. Often a real wind tunnel down here at Christie Park. Today it's rather pleasant. Perhaps now the two new Meriton towers are getting a little higher and they're blocking some of the wind. Perhaps I should speak more about the football and less about the geography of wind, as Chidiac is standing on his feet and looks like he's going to be able to continue, which is great to see. Here's Bandiera. Brian, a little bit of pressure. Does well to avoid that challenge, and that's worked out kindly. Here's Majors, still trying to find a way through. Can't quite sort his feet out. That was almost the break that the away side needed. But the final bounce just wasn't there for them. Nice turn from McKinley and lovely switch of play. And that ball has been rolled through really nicely to Sugita. Storming forward, there's the ball across. There's Costastabo, brings it down brilliantly and finishes this brilliantly. It's been a first half of counter-attacking brilliance from the Northwest Sydney Spirit, and they are flying here at Christie Park on match day 28. What a brilliantly taken goal. Once again, it's that man, Takura Sugita, involved heavily, and Kevin De Bruyne style whipped it into the path of Michael Costastabo, who brought it down brilliantly and finished it very coolly past Prendergast, who's had a tough night in goals, even though he's not had much say in the matter. And right now, Blacktown City have got some work to do.
Face up, coming your way, Chids, coming your way, Chids.
Well, 3 goals inside half an hour is certainly not what the script had to say about this fixture. Particularly the 3 goals that have been scored. Here's Major. Nice flick into the path of Fernandez. Still has it here, but eventually loses out and then is guilty of a little niggle, and the free kick is given to the Spirit.
Next 15, lads, next 15.
It's been 3 really well taken goals. There's Kura Sugita with 2 of them and an assist to name as well. Just look to get themselves a bit more on the ball, and it paid dividends in the end for the home side.
Well done, Chids. Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes.
Here's O'Brien now. Goes out to Bernie. who cuts in really well. Majors loses out. Kinley tries to break away. Free kick isn't given. Here's Malia, who has a go, but it's a lovely save initially and then cleared away by Shaw. That's nicely done by Marquez, because that was dipping and going in that bottom corner. Had to get down. You see plenty of those sneak underneath the goalkeeper's hands when they fly towards the goal. But he got two big mitts behind it and stopped it from going in the back of the net. That's an important save. One of the things they won't want to do is at least concede a goal before half-time. It'd be even better if they could put one in the back of the net as Darko pinches that one away and then is brought down rather cynically here by O'Brien. You would think this will be the first card of the game. It is. It was not a great tackle. Coaching staff of Blacktown City can really say nothing about it. It was a certain yellow card. Fortuitous that it wasn't anything worse in its position on the field. The only thing probably only thing stopping it from having a change of colour of the card. Can they add another one to what has been an incredible first half? Ball's whipped in towards the back post. There's plenty of players there, but the big leap of Shaw wasn't enough. It was a hard one to reach. And that right there is just a summary of what has been a very tough first half for Blacktown City. A throw out to Malia from Prendergast was never on. And just the simple pressure forced them to concede a throw. That throw a little bit more high percentage play. They get away with that one there, the away side, and then they counter brilliantly with Bernie on the wing. But it's well covered at the back. Ball fired all the way to the other side of the field. Choi brings it down really nicely. Onto that left foot, whips it across. And away nicely by Nicholas. Here's Manidi, does well to bring it down the first couple of times. Make sure that his side retain possession. Here's Choi now. To Majors. Nice ball into the path here of Fernandez. Choi again. Here comes that ball towards Gibbs. Punched away by Marquez. Retain possession, though, the away side. They look to get themselves a stranglehold on the game as that ball is just hoofed onto the M2. That won't be coming back. And you know that we always struggle for a supply of balls in these matches, so it'll be concerning if this one gets lost. That's a nice ball into Choi. Lovely work. He's got plenty of room to break into. Whips it across. There's no one there in the middle, though. And then he cuts a frustrated figure because that was an excellent play. Simple ball down the line. A brilliant ball across. And everyone ran towards the 6-yard box and no one hugged the penalty area. Nice cut away from Bernie. Nice work. Fights Fernandez. Can't keep it down on that occasion. The only thing stopping that ball from getting lost in the Western car park was the secondary net. Long clearance away is dealt with by Bernie. Falls kindly to Blacktown. First couple times. They don't get through much further past Nichols. Here's Nicholas now, who just goes long up to Darko, but Majors is there.
Can we slide 3 lanes?
Bandiera goes to Choi early. It's just hounded by Sugita. Bandiera looking for a way forward. Can't do so, he's hounded by 3 players. Eventually he does get the ball to Manidi. Nice touch there by Bernie. Mali is onside. Ball comes across. There's Fernandez. It was Major who tries to volley it home. Can't do so. Maniti down to Bernie. Malia now tries to, you would think, cross the ball in, but the way he struck the ball indicated that it was going to be a shot on goal, which was, you would think, only down to frustration, because that was never on. We've already seen a couple of really well taken goals, particularly the first one by Tagura Sugita. We get another one. We're getting an early Christmas present. Ball forward. He's well weighted by Marquez. It actually was so well weighted that I think it took Richard Darko by surprise. He actually had time to bring that down and go himself. 5 minutes remaining of the first half. There won't be much stoppage, you would think. Maybe just a couple of minutes. Oh, that's a great cutout. Can Darko get it away? He was just slow to react. Had he been a bit more Johnny on the spot, he had a player in Conostarbo who was streaming through on goal. Here's O'Brien now. To Bernie. Come down this right side again. Fernandez makes the run. Bernie streams inside. Lovely dink towards Gibbs, but Marquez sees it all the way. Towards Darko, who flicks it on really nicely over the head of O'Brien, who has to retreat back to his keeper. Free kick will be given there for a high boots. Ball is taken quickly. Fernandez streams forward. He's got Malia out to the right, uses him. Goes towards the byline, dinks it towards goal and goes on to the roof of the net. The delivery on the right-hand side, not nearly as good on the left so far for Blacktown, despite the fact that they keep coming down this side.
Come on, get in shape, get in shape. Need energy till for half time. Movement.
Here's Nicholas.
Box him in. Box him in. Get across. Don't let him out.
Yeah, Ante, coming to you, Ante.
It's nicely done there by the combo of Gibbs and Malia. Fernandez keeps it in. Oh, nice ball. Here's Major! And it just gets blocked very well by Shaw at the back. That was that moment there for Blacktown. Carving open the Spirit defence. It was a great reaction by Shaw to stop the shot. Ball's whipped in, almost into the back of the net. Marquez just gets a hand to it to touch it away. Here's Bernie now to Choi. On with Chidiak. fires the ball back into the 18-yard box, but it's dealt with well. Dealt with really well. And now Spirit break again. Here's McKinley. Got players in the middle. Plays it into Darko. Gets it across and taps it in for a first half hat-trick for Takura Sugita. When you think of counter-attack, you think of the Northwest Sydney Spirit. What a wonderfully worked counter-attack goal. Blacktown throwing players forward, trying to get back into the game. But an errant cross is cleared away and punished. Brilliant stuff initially by the number 10 for the Spirit in Michael Conestabo, who switched it to the onrushing McKinley as soon as possible. Credit goes to the defensive midfielder who'd made the burst all the way upfield. And then initially I thought his pass to Darko was overcooked, but the crafty striker found a way through and got the ball across to a man who's had a wonderful first 45 minutes in Takura Sugita. O'Brien was the guilty party on that occasion, bringing down Darko. Has to be careful, he's on a yellow card. Can't and won't get too many warnings. We won't possibly see 5, will we? No, we won't. This will be a free kick to Blacktown as we approach what will probably be the last minute of added time of this first half. And what a first half it's been for the home side. You would think that it's going to take an almighty comeback and an almighty bit of luck for the home side to the away side to get back into this one. They need a goal now. Can they get one here? That's great work from Bernie. Gets to the byline, rolls it back inside really nicely, but was double-teamed all the way. It was beautiful to watch the run. Malia. Here's Bernie. Meniti to Malia. Now the ball gets switched across to Choi. That's nicely brought down by the left winger. He's just looking for that option forward. That's a nice roll from Fernandez. Has a shot, but it doesn't break for them. And now Spirit will just look to clear away. And Darko can use his speed against O'Brien, but the centre half was equal to the danger. Looks like we're going to get an extra minute here of added time in the first half. Here's Lynch. Nice ball into Gibbs, who's dropped a bit deeper to receive the ball. To Choi early. Tries to take on Cornwell for that pace of his. Just hold up momentarily. And will win a late corner. This is an important moment in Blacktown City's season. They need a goal here to make the second half comeback not as challenging. And can they produce it? Ball's whipped in, there's players waiting for it, but it's headed away brilliantly by Nicholas, who's had a wonderful first half. Choi still with the ball though. Now the ball comes across and headed away emphatically by Ante Bakmaz for another corner. This will be, you would think, the last kick of the half. They go short to Choi. Not sure if that was the pass that was on. Here's Bandiera, who'll go for goal, and it's not far away. But I'll tell you what is far away. 3 points for Blacktown City in a game that they really needed to win. It's been an absolute counter-attacking masterclass by the Northwest Sydney Spirit. David Perkovic's men have done a wonderful job of holding their shape and taking their moments when it's happened. Often do you see it, and I don't think it's happened that many times this season, if it's happened at all. A first half hat-trick to Tagura Sugita and a solo goal from Michael Conestabo, the difference between these two sides in what has been an emphatic performance so far from a side that has been hot and cold throughout this season. But by God, have they chosen to be piping hot in this round 28 matchup. Second 45 to come. I imagine we'll see a few more goals, folks, so stay tuned to this one. Blacktown have to come out. They have to score if they want to secure and rescue any points in this one. Half-time from Christie Park. Northwest Sydney Spirit 4, Blacktown City 0. Well, hasn't match day 28 put up quite a spectacle here at Christie Park? Second half about to get underway between the Northwest Sydney Spirit and Blacktown City in what has been something where you would say the script has been thrown out. See you later. Blacktown's dreams of playing finals football is still 1 week away, it would seem, as we do this pointless kickoff again, as they try to flick it up and send it long. I mean, I've no idea on why it's even attempted. It makes me frustrated. Anyway, as I was saying, Northwest Sydney Spirit up by 4. Incredibly, a first-half hat-trick courtesy of Tagura Sugita and a wonderfully taken goal in which the gifted winger was the assister, was taken down very nicely by Michael Conestabo. We've seen the home side put themselves well in front, to say the least, and have left Blacktown with an almighty task of rescuing something here. It's going to take a lot of work, that's for sure, because as it stands, they're going to need to have to score 5 to secure 3 points. They need to do that as quick as possible as well. And the win is going to be even more important because it does look like St George City have wrapped up the 3 points at Belmore. There's still plenty of time for the home side over at Belmore in Sydney Olympic to level up. 15 minutes to go, though they do trail by 2 goals, meaning that St George City will be level on points with Blacktown come the end of this weekend. However, Blacktown do have that game in hand, but it's going to make that game in hand even more high pressure than previously thought to be. Here's Lynch. Ball into Choi. Well cut up there by Cornwell. Gibbs was lurking, but McKinley deals with it. Played a telling role in the final goal that was scored before the end of the half. And the hat-trick for Sugita. That ball is whipped in by Malia, but once again, Marquez was strong in the air. He just goes long first time to Sugita, who tries to win the ball. It's not a good ball forward by Bandiera. He's had a tough night tonight. As has many of his colleagues in a black shirt. What can Blacktown do? There has been no changes of note. Fernandez does really well, still going. This is a wonderful run into the path of Major. Gets it across. Here's this chance now. Can Blacktown get that goal? Malia! Oh, and he can't keep it down. It was a wonderful run by Fernandez. Major did really well to just slide the ball into his path. Marquez did well to close down the angle. You would have thought perhaps the Blacktown winger would have curled it in. But in the end, it goes over the bar again. That's a couple that have just sailed closely over the crossbar. Again, they have to find a way to open up this Spirit defence, which has been resolute for most of the 50 minutes that have been played. That's a nice ball into the path of Gibbs. Has to just retreat ever so slightly into Fernandez, who gets stuck in a corner too. Back to Gibbs. Back into Fernandez, but I don't think he was expecting the ball to return to him. He had plenty of company in terms of yellow shirts to make it a bit more difficult for him.
Look at Frankie!
Troy as well to keep that in as Bandier's pass was a little miscontrolled. Here's Maniti. Troy. Nice pass there into Fernandez. Here's Maniti. Something that they did lack in that first half was just pace with the pass and the decision making. Here's Bernie, tries to go around Chidiac, but can only win the throw. We saw 4 in the first half. I don't think we're going to be surprised if we see any more. If we don't, it'll be a disappointment for the fans watching on. Here's Fernandez into Gibbs. Gets it back to Fernandez. Here's that chance. But McKinley covers well. Starting to just string those passes together kindly now. Nice roll there from Gibbs. That's Malia. Dinked it into the back. Majors is waiting for it.
Set up early!
Takes a
Watch the shot!
nick off a yellow shirt. They go short to Choi, and then they lose it out, and it goes for a throw. And if you know me and my calls, you know I loathe a short corner and a set piece routine. Nothing is more successful from a corner than a direct ball into the 18-yard box. And once again, yours truly was proven right, and they miss out on a glorious opportunity to get one back. He had done well to close down the ball. Forward there by Bandieras, not well placed. McKinley has to work hard because he's just lost the ball. And now Malia will look to take him on for pace. Gets it into Fernandez. Back to Malia. Bernie wanted it. Gets it back to Fernandez. That's nicely played initially. Now the switch comes to Bandiera, but Cornwell cuts it out. Darko's got players ahead of him, and he hasn't used him, the winger. Still going here, Cornwell, though. Strong run and a wonderful tackle by Fernandez, who covers back well. He won the ball despite the claims from the home side coaching staff. Should have gone to Darko earlier, though, the ball. But the captain slow to get the ball away. Oh, this makes kindly here for Darko. And then his ball over the top to Chidiac is poor. Winger will keep this in, though. Here's Nicholas to McKinley.
Good ball, good info.
Cornwell into the path here of Sugita, who's onside. Majors, lovely work, gets it to Choi. Wants the run of Gibbs, who's got the pace to get there. Hasn't got anyone in the middle to support. Goes back to Major. Cornwell comes across to cover. And then wins a free kick there, Major. I mean, it was a poor challenge from Backmaz. Wasn't needed. He wasn't going anywhere there, the Blacktown winger. And they essentially get what they were probably looking for, which was a corner. So regardless, they were looking likely to concede one anyway. So they do now get a better angle to take this set piece from. This time they don't opt to go short. They are going to try and whip it in. Spirit have dealt with these well so far. Can they remain the case? No, it's punched away clearly again by the strong Marquez. Troy goes all the way back to Prendergast.
Good work, Frankie.
Long first time to Malia, who will keep this in. Nicholas is there to clean it up. Doesn't go out of play, though. That's Blacktown to come again. Here's Fernandez. Tries to find Bernie.
Subby coming on!
Malia keeps it in.
Subby! Help him, Chids!
Whips it across. There's that chance. Shaw's there to clean it up. Bandiera Back to Maniti, who shoots it high and
Score from around
wide.
the grounds in the 86th minute. St George Saints 2, Sydney Olympic 0.
Well, with just a few minutes to go over at Belmore Sports Ground, St George still lead 2-0. And you would think we'll go on to win it, which will give them the 3 points, and at this stage level them with Blacktown and put them in a final spot. I can tell you now, actually, how that will look from a ladder perspective. In terms of goal difference, Blacktown do, though, have a far, far more favourable goal difference. George's is rather poor on 6 compared to Blacktown's, which is 26. So you would think that if it does come down to that, Blacktown will have the numbers. Joy, lovely run. There's that chance. Oh, and it's a poor header from Majors initially. Whips it back. There's Fernandez. Back to Malia, and he can't drill it in. Well, that was the chance. And it was a poor misconnection by Major. He needed a score there. He just got it all wrong. He jumped too early. Probably didn't even need to. It was almost head height. McKinley now. Oh, well picked up here. Here's Gibbs for 4-1, but it's a wonderful save. What a marvellous save by Marquez. I think it was Malia in the end who stepped up and pinched that ball out of nowhere. It was a poor giveaway by Spirit, but a wonderful save by Marquez. Keeps them up by 4. And that's a poor giveaway, and they get away with it because Malia wasn't able to run on and snatch it away. They get the throw, though, Blacktown. Had a couple of chances now inside 60 seconds of one another to get one back. They still haven't taken it. Lynch with a raking ball out to Choi. Miscontrols it. Yeah, does enough to retain possession. Manidi goes back into trouble. And here comes the counter. Will they find it? It's a nice run here by Lushkovic. Darko wants it, gets it. Holds it up to Lukovic. Good run here from Sagitu, who's kept it going. Costa-Stabo's in the middle. But it's well defended in the end there by O'Brien. Lynch storming forward. Troy had made a good run, but McMahon had read it all the way.
Yeah, but Troy went. Yeah, I'll take cover now.
That's a poor giveaway. Fernandez! Oh my God! What a wonderful goal! This game couldn't get any better. Oh, it's sensational. It's Dejan Stankovic style. Circa Inter Milan, UEFA Champions League. Oh, that is marvellous. If you thought the first one was good, folks, well, that one was even better. And out of nothing, absolutely nothing, Blacktown have a lifeline, courtesy of an absolutely wonderful strike. Absolutely incredible, wonderful hit. I mean, Fernandez has struck it so cleanly, brought it down too. Switch of play to Choi. The bounce will be difficult, but brings it down well and wins a corner. Here comes Blacktown. They've got plenty of time. They've got 30 minutes. They trail by 3. Martin Fernandez with arguably not just the goal of the game, but the goal of the season. Choi, not a great corner, doesn't get past the first man. Comes as far as Bernie. He's just going to hoist it back in towards Malia. Tries to get up and win the header, but it's too heavy. And it goes out for a goal kick, and we have a moment to breathe here at Christie Park. was an awful giveaway by Marquez, who had previously done brilliantly to keep his side's clean sheet up until this point. For all the fantasy nerds out there like myself, the 4 points were next to his name until that very moment. There's the final score from the Olympic St George game. St George collecting the 3 points by scoring 3 goals at Belmore.
Next 50!
Bernie in plenty of space. Gets it into Malia. Plenty in the middle. Malia! Will it be tucked in? No, it's cleared away somehow.
Get up!
Spirits survive. O'Brien's still got it here, though. Now the ball comes back in. There's nobody there waiting for it. As far as Bandiera. And then cleared away brilliantly by Connor Starbo. There's certainly a wind in the sail now for Blacktown. I tell you what, they've had chances in this second half already. They could have already scored 3 goals. In the end, it was the most unlikely of all of them that found their way into the back of the net. But if they keep probing the way that they are, they're going to get that goal. Nice pitch of play to Malia. One-on-one here with Nicholas. Malia tries to get to the byline. Keeps it in momentarily, and then Nicholas plays out of danger. Only as far as Bernie, though. Here's O'Brien. Goes first time to the box. There's Gibbs, who brings it down on his chest. Gets tripped initially. The referee's not talking about a free kick or a penalty on that occasion. The coaching staff aren't happy with it. Troy into Maniti. Back to Fernandez. Has a go himself. Will it take a nasty deflection? Eventually it's gathered on the second attempt by Marquez. They're still asking for something. I don't think it's the penalty. They're probably a corner, but it looks, even from up here in the scaffolding at Christie Park, that was kept in by the keeper, who up until that moment, just before, has had a wonderful game between the sticks. Well, that's a shank pass forward into Connor Starbo, who goes into the box. Connor Starbo, here's Darko! The touch just eludes him momentarily. Here's Lukovic, still going. Lovely run from Lukovic! Goes down far too easily for one's liking. And if the referee didn't give the previous one a penalty, he certainly wasn't going to give that one one. What a game we've had here. And there's still 30 minutes to go. I don't care what was the match of the round today. This is it. 2 goal of the season contenders, a first half hat-trick. And that's only inside an hour. Majors all the way to the back. Malia's waiting. It's an important touch by Nicholas. Malia still gets it. Here he is now. Gets it across the face of goal. And it's a great save by the keeper. And out for a corner. Once again, Marquez standing strong.
Not when you're being rude. Not when you're being rude. You're shouting, mate.
Corner's taken short once again. Doesn't work out.
Standing!
And have to again tell you my opinions of that. Here's Bandiera now. Whips it in, but Marquez reads it easily.
Shade! Get shade! Want the ball! Good man. On what? One block!
You got it.
Choi getting a little greedy on the ball and conceding a throw.
Top pass! Drop in! Mikey, right shoulder!
Here's Choi. Plenty waiting in the middle again. Blacktown still looking for that answer for that second goal. Isn't coming just yet.
No foul, no foul. Well done, Mikey.
Oh, that's a nice touch by Chidiac, and now they can break clear here, Spirit. They haven't had much of the ball in the second half. Chidiac still going. Bandiera does well to keep it in and win the ball, and now plays the ball into Gibbs, who has Malia to his right and uses him. Majors is in the middle. Gibbs is in the middle too. Here's Malia. Cuts back onto that right foot. Malia, and again, it's wasteful.
Can I have an explanation for that? Can I have an explanation for that?
Why that was not a bench? It was a bench play, but there's no bench. Okay, so why did the man foul? They didn't touch the ball.
Spirit well in control from a scoreline perspective, but certainly not a possession
Chris, we
perspective.
need more from you! Fuck's sake!
Screams from the coaching staff. Apologies if you're picking up any bad language through the effect mics.
Subby!
Drop off,
David
Tucker!
Perkovic asking more of his keeper, like any good coach will, but as I mentioned, bar the error that set up the goal for Blacktown, had a rather stellar game in goals. Rather harsh criticism, one might say. And the error tries to get up and
Ante!
win that header, but it was always a challenge, and he can't keep it in. Still have some time to make amends here, but time is slowly becoming the unbeaten enemy once again.
Better, Chris!
Spirit just looking to calm some of the pressure that they've been under. That's a nice run from Sagita. Gets it across. Darko was just standing too close to the keeper. Still not over here. Here's that chance, but it was a difficult hit for Conostarbo to take. Darko probably should have just held his line ever so slightly, otherwise it would have been 5 for the home side. Here's Choi now. Takes on Cornwell for pace. Wants a free kick. He gave up after it appeared that he was tugged back ever so slightly, but it was that usual hand on the shoulder, which is called most of the time, fair to say, but not on this occasion. The game has been reffed at a really nice consistency. Had plenty of flow as we get a substitution for the home side. Jaden Tran is coming on. And it looks like Chidiac is coming off. Jacob Chidiac is coming off.
Nick! Panini!
Yeah.
Two substitutions for Blacktown.
There's a double change for Blacktown. On comes Berry in place of Maniti. Looked like a double change, actually it's just a singular change. Malia just came to the bench for instructions. Oh no, actually there is a double change. O'Brien is off for Berry. So Berry is on for Manidi, I should say, and then Barry is on in 16 at centre back. I remember having called those two before. It is difficult to wrap your head around Barry. It's Fernandez now. Scored a wonderful goal just before. That's a nice ball across, but once again, Shaw at the back has been, for a lack of a better pun, very sure in his defending.
Need one more!
Here's Berry. Wins the throw. Lynch getting it back underway quickly. Here's Berry. Out now to Burney. Hasn't got anyone in support. Just tries to take it on themselves. Nice interchange into Malia. A bounce at the ball. Not particularly favourable there for Berry. Who goes all the way back to Barry. Sporting a very fashionable face mask. Perhaps why he's not playing the full 90 today. Here's Choi. Tries to take on Cornwell again. Gets stuck in a corner. Can't play his way out, does win the throw. And that's a poor giveaway from Choi. He's increasingly getting sloppier with his touches and his passing after having a grueling first half and next sort of 20 minutes afterwards in the second half. Doesn't look like there's any changes coming though. He's a player they want to keep on because he is a game breaker. He's found it tough against a spirit defence. Again, another poor pun for you folks. I do apologise, it's not usually my cup of tea. Here's Lynch now. Out to Choi. But once again, Cornwell has kept him tightly in the pocket for us in this game. Darko, Rise the first challenge, Rise the second challenge, advantage play. Here's McKinley. But that's a wonderful covering tackle there from Choi, who just kept going, didn't give up. That's something that you love to see from a team ethic perspective. Your winger constantly tracking back and defending. Gibbs goes down under the challenge. Referee doesn't give it. Lynch steps in as Darko looks to roll that in. Now Major storms forward. Say storms, jogs lightly. Gibbs, nice layoff into Malia, but covered well again by Backmaz. On a Starbo now, puts the foot down. Lays it to Darko. Just goes back. McKinley. Spirit just looking to keep the ball, slow the game down a bit. We're getting to a point now where you think time is certainly going to just play into their favour, even if Blacktown get a few more back. Vukovic into Darko, who just tripped on the ball. They get it back though. Repeating that scoreline that St George were 3-0 victors over Olympic, meaning that they go level with Blacktown and go tied on points in fourth place. Will stay in fifth on goal difference. Connor Starbo, lovely little dink, but it's just a bit too heavy.
We're still live, we're still live!
Tran couldn't get to that one. Cut out well there by Tran. Now the ball into Connor Starbo. He's got Tran in the middle. Can he find him? Lynch covers just enough. That would have been certainly game, set, bingo had they scored there, the Spirit. Fernandez gets into a nice pocket of space, finds Major.
Move it! Move it!
Long ball, Bombardier out to Malia, who keeps it in. Sakita is out there helping him. Ball comes across, but well dealt with again at the back by Backmaz. And then Spirit retain possession. Shaw just goes away first time, out of danger.
Hold for Mac!
So another substitution is being readied for the Spirit. Jared Lum looks like he's going to be coming on. Here's Choi now. Goes to Major first time. Well, that is marvellous Maldini-esque defending from Cornwell. Once again, just had an absolute blinder there at right back today. Onestabo holds it up well.
Quickly charge, quickly charge.
Lukovic.
What's behind you, Kyle? Just be aware.
It's nice interchange from the Spirit. That's really nicely worked. Onestabo onside. Can they put the final nail in the coffin? No, Lynch says, see you later. But only as far as Lukovic. Back to Tran. Gets it to Lukovic. Back to Tran again. Just trying to find an angle forward. And then that ball from Lukovic is lazy. And the ball is thumped forward to Gibbs. Who just won't be able to get the ball. Actually, a double change that's being made here. Junkies coming on as well for Spirit. As well as a substitution here for the away side. Julian Rodriguez is coming on in place of Danny Choi, who's had a really good game. It hasn't worked out from today. He's had to work really hard up against imperious Spirit captain in Cornwell, who's just been able to get in the way of everything today. Sometimes that is just the way it is for defenders. Don't take nothing away from him, though. It's been a marvellous performance. And here's Rodriguez early. To take on the Spirit defence. See if he can do something to decide. Hasn't been able to do just yet. Here becomes the double change. Charlie Shaw, who's coming on. They're getting asked to hurry up.
Frankie, hold! Frankie, hold! Frankie, hold!
Substitutions are now not coming on, so you can imagine the frustration from the away side is a little frustrating. What is going on here? And now we're going to get a yellow card for Joe Perkovic. Entirely sure that was all for. How you can book a coach for not subbing correctly. It's, again, something I don't think we were expecting to see today. But it has happened. Oh, it's going to be a free kick. Now the substitutions will come on, so we get it right this time. The gamemanship happening here. Darko is coming on, off as alongside Lukovic, as I mentioned, for Lum and Junkie. Something about this ground and world beating goals. Remember last season, the goal of the season courtesy of Richard Darko. That halfway strike winner in that 5-4 classic. We'll get this throw taken. As we have 10 minutes remaining, we're certainly now in that territory of time is probably too big of a mountain to climb for Blacktown. We have seen 3 goals scored inside 10 minutes though before. We'll have it again here at Christie Park.
Come on, Mikey!
Bandiera, switch of play to Malia.
Sammy!
Brings it down and strides forward. Got Tran and company. Dinked in towards Gibbs. Here's that chance for Rodriguez. Just can't bring it down, and then Cornwell sends a ball onto field 2.
Come inside!
Here's Connor Starbo. He's gone for a speculator too. I tell you what, if this one went in, I've had a heart attack. But why not when the 2 that we've seen today, and realistically from where he was, it wasn't that far away. It was a certainly decent effort. A little wide of the goal, obviously, but still fabulous to watch. And the error collided with Cornwell. Should have been a free kick to the Spirit captain, and once again he thumps the ball well out of play to waste more time.
Someone's got to go to thrower. Double. Away!
Two in the box.
Here comes Blacktown.
Touch time!
Still can't find a way through.
Touch! Touch 19!
It's Malia again, back
Touch
to
19!
Berry. Dinks it towards the far post, but it's too heavy. Rodriguez wasn't keeping that one in.
Yes, both! Both!
Up and in here, Stubby, up and in. Just the gun. Hey, go, concentration. Hit you out, please, Chris. Go. We get first and second unit. Easy.
Lovely header by Lynch out of play, but it's not the way that they want the ball to go as they see the time eke out and their season slowly become more and more challenging. Just Tran tries to find a ball through, can't do so. Fernandez, so good when running, but loses out there. McKinley, his lump. First ball, Constant Starbo would have been offside regardless as he looked for his second. Vantage played.
Are you 31, Noah? 34. 36.
Bandiera still going. Nice little run here from the left back. Centres it to Berry.
Shoulder!
Here comes the ball in, flicked on. Connor Starbo, lovely nutmeg, and now he goes. Double foul there by Lynch. It's definitely going to be a yellow card. Calls for red are a little greedy, one might say, by the home fans and coaching staff. Actually, the coaching staff remain rather quiet as they prepare 2 more changes. Some would say baby faces, it looks like. Players from the under-20 squad, without a doubt.
We want Yeah, we'll do it.
Nice, good shot.
Player has gone down injured. Looks like Cornwell, but he's standing up on his feet. Off comes Michael Conestabile. What a game he's had. Alongside Tugura Sagita, the match winners today.
Takano Subiati for Kai Williams.
Good touch!
Spirit looking to play around with it a bit in the latter stages of this game as we enter the final 5 minutes of regular time. Mentioned the two substitutions that came on were Noah Peacock alongside, let's see where it's appeared to. It's Joel Wade who came, no, excuse me. Yes, Joel Wade. That came on.
Pressure on the ball, John!
Here's Rodriguez. Matched toe-to-toe by Chunky. And his pass into his teammate was not weighted well.
Kai, you got
Fernandez
two! You got two!
tries to roll it into Bernie. Can't do so. And then the ball is just hoofed clear.
Just keep scanning.
It's Rodriguez again. But actually up against Kaya Williams, who came on. My mistake there. Rodriguez tries a 360 roulette. Doesn't actually touch the ball. Quite impressive that he retained possession in the end. Is Berry. Back to Berry from Fernandez. Rodriguez looking for a way through.
Chanchy left shoulder!
Here's Malia. Nice flick to Bernie. He's got work to do, wins the throw. Time is certainly now well and truly not on the side of the away team. And I don't think they're going to be scoring 3 goals inside the remaining time. However, they will score another wonderful goal. Unbelievable.
Come on!
What a wonderful flick there by Gibbs. The ball whipped across finally
Goal to Blacktown City.
by Malia into a beautiful area. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic style, a reverse bicycle kick, Kung Fu style, into the far net. No chance for Marquez in goals. Tell you what, the highlight reel for this one is going to be sensational. McKinley storms forward. Can Spirit score another one? Here's Peacock. Can't find a way through though. And is there time? Well, I tell you what, I said there wasn't time, but depending on how much they've got added on, they could find 2, but they've got to score now. They've got to score in the next 60 seconds, you think, Blacktown, to stand any chance of securing an equaliser. Here they come. Lynch swoops it out now to Bandiera. Wants the run of Rodriguez. Gets it to Gibb instead, who just tries to flick it, but there was no one really in his vicinity to receive that ball. Barry brings it down. Major. Into Malia now. Gets the ball in towards that 6-yard box, but headed away cleanly by Backmaz. And then hoisted clear by Nicholas. Malia stuck in a corner, trying to wiggle his way out. Almost does so, but loses out. But they get it back here with Malia. Has a go!
Noah! Go Come on!
But this time, Marquez is equal to it, and it was straight down his throat in the end. We're going to have 5 minutes added on. There is time. I'm not sure where they got 5 minutes from, but they've got 5 minutes. Probably from all the times that it was hoisted 20 yards away from the actual pitch itself and having to retrieve the ball. Bernie receiving the ball from Malia. Here's Bernie again. Who makes the run. Will get to the byline. Will dig it across. This player's there. Brilliantly headed away from Williams. Back across the face of goal by Rodriguez, but it's too heavy. They go awfully close again there, the away side. Now comes the switch of play from Lynch. And it was always going to be asking a lot of Major to keep that in.
Encourage him to go, yeah.
What an important touch that was from the youngster coming on at right back for the impressive Cornwell, who's still on the field, by the way, just has kind of slotted more centrally into a back three. That is a waste by Berry in the end. We'll just allow Spirit to just wind down the clock a little further. I'll tell you what, though, from the Blacktown perspective, they had their chances in this second half. They could have easily had the 4 that they needed. A couple of moments come to mind. They didn't take them when they had that chance. Malia being one of them. He shot over the bar from close range. And then Travis Major, who had you would thought a relatively simple header. He didn't bury it, and now they break away. Blacktown with Bernie, tries to play in Major, who was held back by Backmaz, but the referee says that it was all legal.
Get higher,
Now only 2 minutes remain of the added time. They go long. Good header from Peacock. Prendergast goes long, but that's going to go out of play, and Rodriguez has no chance of keeping it in.
No.
Nice touch there from Peacock. Lynch gets his head to it. McKinley picks it up. He's going to go himself. And that's just an opportunity, you would think, to just run the clock down as they enter the final 60 seconds. I think now Blacktown have probably just ran out of time. Malia miscontrols and then loses the ball eventually. Barry's up well, but certainly going to be picked up by a Spirit player who just fires it in the air. Peacock tries to get there. Does win the header, but doesn't fall his way. Bernie to Malia. Does get the ball back across. And just find a Blacktown player. Here's Gibbs into Fernandez, trying to storm forward. Doesn't go through anybody on that occasion. Barry tries to get to the byline, does so, gets it across, but only into the side netting. And that, you would think, will be full time at Christie Park, and what has been truly one of the great spectacles of this season. Something about this ground, the aura that it holds, produces truly classic matchups. Rodriguez goes himself down the byline. Now whips it across. Shaw's there again. He's had a strong game at centre-back. Gibbs lays it off. Here's Fernandez, tries to find Malia, can't do it. Now it comes out to him, finds Malia. This could be 4-3. No, again, the final ball by the winger isn't enough, and it is his last contribution, as well as both these teams. Full time at Christie Park, and it's an upset that has set the final few weeks of this competition into an absolute frenzy. Blacktown had the chance to go 3 points clear again of their closest rivals on the ladder in St George City. But instead, they will finish the weekend on level points with that game in hand after a first half counter-attacking masterclass from the Northwest Sydney Spirit. A first half hat-trick to Tagura Sugita, which was only broken up courtesy of a goal that he assisted to Michael Constantabo to put them in a excellent 4-0 lead going into the second half. Blacktown did retaliate. One of the goals, if not the goal of the season, courtesy of Martin Fernandez, followed up by an equally impressive goal by Joey Gibbs, wasn't enough to bring them back and rescue a point here today. And boy, did they have their chances as well. But it's back to the drawing board and a long trip back up the M7 as they look to regroup ahead of 3 vital remaining games. It's been a pleasure calling this one for you. My name's Don Rizzuto. To all the football fans out there, enjoy your weekend of sport. The women's competition is back tomorrow as well, so there's plenty more to come, and there's plenty of football still to come in the following weekends. Enjoy your night. Live from Christie Park, full time on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. It is Northwest Sydney Spirit 4, Blacktown City 2.